Welcome to the Dell'Oro Analyst Talk channel, where we talk about the latest trends in telecom. My name is Stefan Pongratz. I'm one of the analysts here at Dell'Oro Group, focusing on mobile infrastructure. And today I want to spend a couple of minutes talking about the Open RAN market. We'll talk a little bit about the definitions, the market potential, and the overall market outlook. The long-term Open RAN vision, I think it's built on three key pillars, including open interfaces, virtualized technologies, and vendor-neutral multi-vendor deployments. As we're trying to basically capture the overall movement towards Open RAN, I think it's kind of implied that there will be some room for interpretation when it comes to assessing how many of these pillars would actually need to be met to be considered part of the Open RAN movement or Open RAN revenue. While there is strong consensus that open fronthaul is a basic requirement, at the same time I would say probably not everybody agrees that some form of virtualization is required, even if Open RAN using non-vRAN compute will more than likely be the exception rather than the norm. And when it comes to the any deltas in perception between the non-multi-vendor deployments, I would say that some was based on the position and the strategy of the RAN suppliers. So the radio access network vendors with weaker share, they are more likely to question the logic of considering O-RAN compatible radios deployed by the traditional RAN vendors with no mixing and matching between the radio and the baseband as part of the Open RAN movement. But for now, we are including, if there's any revenue estimates we're sharing here, we're including what we call the partial Open RAN, that is open and virtual, but not multi-vendor in the Open RAN estimates, meaning that we are requiring the first two pillars, but we are excluding the third multi-vendor requirement for now. Of course, we are pragmatic and open to adapt if requirements change, but for now, that's the approach we think makes most sense. When it comes to let's go to the next slide and look quickly at the market potential. It is significant. We estimated the total 2019 to 2024 RAN market is projected to surpass $0.2 trillion. So when we assess the near-term and the long-term market opportunity with Open RAN, of course, not all of that will be up for grabs right away, and we need to factor in a wide range of variables, including the type of product. Is it massive MIMO? Is it basic 4T4R? Because that will change the likelihood of success a little bit. Macro or small cells? Is it brownfield or greenfield? Because that will also determine how easy it is for, let's say, the service providers to integrate Open RAN. And what are the legacy technology requirements? How is the geopolitical uncertainty impacting the overall Open RAN market? And how much of the 2G, 3G needs to be supported? Because at the end of the day, you're going to probably need to support not just 4G and 5G, the overall but basic LTE, advanced massive MIMO, and 2G, 3G as well. So how is this then? So when we take the market potential and translating that to the overall forecast, if we go to the next slide, we can, I would say that the Open RAN outlook has changed rather significantly since the January forecast, with Open RAN now projected to approach a double-digit share by the outer part of the forecast period. And while the baseline forecast might seem overly aggressive initially, especially when many insiders believe we might need a decade to get this thing off the ground, we are comfortable. We have adjusted the forecast upward to factor in a confluence of factors. I'm not going to go through all of them here right now, but the most important ones being there's been progress with the technology, particularly when it comes to 4T4R in real-life deployments, and some very encouraging feedback as well when it comes to massive MIMO. There's growing support from the existing RAN players for the so-called partial RAN configuration, and this is a significant driver of the upward adjustment because they will play an important role. And finally, I would say that the geopolitical uncertainty is important. We see that as a significant catalyst and opening for the non-incumbent macro players to level the playing field a little bit. Okay, so to summarize, we have talked Open RAN, what some of the what for when we assess the market potential. and when it comes to the forecast that we have adjusted upward. If you would like to learn more about our Open RAN projections and some of the assumptions, please contact Daisy at Dell'Oro.com, or feel free to contact me directly. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.